What is going on, guys? My name is Kevin, and in today's video we're going to be reviewing a high-end flagship phone, the OnePlus 7 Pro. I've had this device for a while now, so I feel confident telling you my real-world experiences and also breaking down the pros and cons. So first and foremost, the design and build quality. I watched the press unveiling of the 7 Pro and two things really stood out to me. The pop-up camera, which OnePlus boasts about the strength and longevity of, and the curved bezel-less glass panel. The Gorilla Glass front and back, as well as the pop-up module, have held up flawlessly, but my concerns about the display's curvature have proven to be warranted. It makes the phone prone to accidental display touches or swipes, but this wasn't really a problem I encountered when using a case or even when I was using the phone with two hands. On the flip side though, it definitely does add to the OnePlus 7 Pro's aesthetic value. In my opinion, the Galaxy S10 Plus, Pixel 3 XL, and the 7 Pro all feel just as equally premium, but the 7 Pro indeed is the most heftiest of the three. A big selling point of the phone has been its fluid 90Hz 6.7-inch AMOLED display, which has a pixel density of 516. As expected with AMOLEDs, viewing angles are just about as good as it gets, brightness and outdoor visibility is phenomenal, and the color vibrancy makes it a perfect phone for watching movies. Around the sides we have the clicky power button and volume toggle, a ringer switch for quick access to mute and vibrate, and on the bottom we have the USB-C port next to one of the loudspeakers and the SIM slot. The stereo speakers have an impressive immensity in volume, but I'd still take the S10 Plus's speakers over this any day. The model that I have is the 8GB RAM variant in Nebula Blue with 128GB of internal storage. Now it's worth noting there is not a micro SD card slot, but for me 128GB is pretty excessive. Now that storage is also UFS 3.0, which means incredibly fast read and write speeds. I went with the mid-tier 8GB of RAM model strictly with resale value in mind as to minimize my loss when reselling locally. Even after my 2 months of use, I don't feel that 8GB of RAM isn't enough. If you'd like to future-proof your purchase to play the game titles of the years to come, the extra $50 for the upgrade to 12GB of RAM would not be a bad idea. I'm happy to report that all the models of the 7 Pro do have NFC for cardless payments, and cellular connectivity has been very strong and consistent across my months of use. Oxygen OS and Android 9 Pie make for the most of that 4000 mAh battery. Now on a single charge, I'll usually get through a day and a half, maybe even 2 days if I'm conserving battery and turning on those low power settings, but it can quickly be charged up with the included 30-watt adapter. Inside we have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 and the Adreno 640 graphic chipset, which is a big step up from the previous phone I reviewed, but the biggest thing I can tell in difference of these two phones in performance is when you're gaming. Here I can max out the settings for every single game title I play, like Modern Strike Online and Asphalt 9, with no lag, and it stays cool to the touch. Sure, the 855 chip is soon to be succeeded by the 855 Plus, but what OnePlus really has to offer here transcends just the chipset. For Android purists and anyone who likes the OS for its ability to customize their device, OnePlus has maintained that perk. They make it easy to change the UI elements and therefore the theme and feel of your phone. You have the option of using Face Unlock or the on-screen fingerprint scanner, which is actually both very accurate. The scanner does the job fast, unlike the more budget-oriented phones that pack in a cheaper optical sensor. The option of using Face Unlock through the pop-up camera is greatly appreciated, and I much prefer using that over any fingerprint sensor. The slide-up camera craze really started with one company that has the same sourcing and component manufacturing. They're also a big proponent of 5G technology. I'm talking about BBK Electronics and their subsidiaries OnePlus, Oppo, Vivo, and Realme. It's exciting for me to think about the future of where BBK Electronics could bring these modules, because they've doubled their yearly annual research and development to over $1 billion. Now, as of now, all we're left with is a pop-up camera that's good enough for taking photos, for selfies, and also for Face Unlock. The triple rear camera setup on the 7 Pro allows for a wide range of shots. The main 48 megapixel sensor does a great job with dynamic range, sharpness, depth of field, and color reproduction. It has received a few software updates which have over time improved the image processing since the phone's release. Personally, my favorite thing about the OnePlus 7 Pro's camera is the wide-angle mode. This is something that we're going to see in a lot more flagships later on this year, and especially in that new iPhone. OnePlus's execution here is good. These photos were taken at the exact same distance from the owl, but there is a distinct difference in the sharpness and dynamic range from the main lens to telephoto and then to ultra-wide. Auto exposure could be better for video, but on a positive note, autofocus is fast and accurate. If you guys have any questions that you have not seen answered in other reviews, make sure to drop them down below in the comments, and as always, I'll be sure to hit you back with a reply. But that's it for my 2 month later review on the OnePlus 7 Pro. As always, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.